So I know a lot of people are like, oh, I'm not going to use it, it's a waste of money. But you do not know if you are going to have your luggage lost, if your phone's going to get stolen, if... Hello, I'm Melissa and welcome back to my channel Journey Through Europe, where I share my European travel tips and tricks, travel vlogs and travel guides. Today I'm talking about my European travel essentials. So these are things I always have to pack whenever I'm going on a European trip. I can't live without them. So without further ado, here are my travel essentials. So my first travel essential, and it's something that I feel lost without, is my travel sleeping mask. So whether or not you're staying in a hotel, an Airbnb, an apartment, a hostel, it can be really difficult to try and sleep, especially if the curtains aren't that great. Some places have really great blackout curtains, so you get total darkness. Other places there's lots of lights. If you're staying in a hostel and people turn the light on, turn the light off, it can be quite disruptive. So I find that having a mask, a sleeping mask, really helps. And especially in trains and planes, so I'm trying to get some sleep and the lights still on, it might even be during the day, I'm trying to have a nap. Having a travel mask is so helpful. This one is actually a handmade one I got on Etsy. I'll share a link in the description below. And it's handmade by this lovely seller on Etsy. This is I think my second one that I bought. And what's so great about it is it actually has a pouch inside. So she's sewn a pouch inside. So inside the eye mask, you have these pouches, and she puts like dried lavender and chamomile in them, so they're really soothing. They've got a bit of a weighted feel to them, but they are just so relaxing because you just shut your eyes and you smell the lavender and chamomile, so it's really relaxing. So that is my first travel essential. I always have to have my eye mask. It really helps me sleep, and when I don't have one, I'm always just like, oh my gosh, I can't sleep, it's too light. Yeah, so definitely take a sleeping mask if you can. So another thing I always have to take with me is my medicine. So I like to have a tiny little see-through plastic bag which has all of my medicine in, medication I'm taking. It can be bug spray, it can be bite cream, painkillers if I get a headache, anti-sickness tablets if I'm going to be taking a boat or taking trains or planes for extended periods of time. It's, of course, you can visit a pharmacy when you're there, but it's kind of nice to have medicine that you already use at home. You know that you don't react badly to it. And sometimes you might get ill in the middle of the night, or you might not be able to make it to a pharmacy straight away. So it's nice to be able to be like, okay, actually, I've got a few painkillers already packed. So I definitely have to travel with just a few of my essential items with me, just so I know that if I get sick or have a headache or whatever that might be, I can quickly go into my little mini first aid kit and get out the medicine that I need. And connected to that is this. So this is a Dosset box. I got this one off Amazon. I'll try and link a similar one below. This is actually quite a big one. And it is a box where you can put any of your medicine into the different containers for each of the days of the week. This is only one which lasts for a week, so it goes from Monday to Sunday. You can get ones which last a couple of weeks. You can get even small mini ones I've seen that are probably a lot more practical than this one. But similar to what I said, if there's any medicines or vitamins that you like to take every day that you want to keep continuing to take when you're on holiday, it's really good having this Dosset box because you can just decant your medicine into each of these compartments, and it saves you having to take like 5-6 different bottles of vitamins. So I like to take like vitamin C, or if it's vitamin D or whatever it is, I can just pop it in here. And if I go for longer than 7 days, I can then just use each of the compartments for a different vitamin. So I don't know, it might be my vitamin D goes in one, vitamin C goes in another. And it's super helpful. And this, they come even smaller, takes up so much less space than traveling with 6 or 7 different bottles of pills and vitamins and medication and things that you have to take. So continuing on the theme of kind of health and things like that, after COVID, I always take multi-surface antibacterial wipes with me on holiday. And this is primarily for if I'm taking a plane or a train. When I get to my seat on the plane, I get 1 or 2 of these and I wipe the tray, I wipe the seat, I wipe the buttons. If I'm sat next to a window, I wipe around the window, I do the blind of the window. Anywhere that someone else has touched, I like to wipe. And of course, planes do get cleaned, but they have to be turned around quite quickly. So not all the time are they able to have like a thorough deep clean between different passengers. And the amount of times that I have opened up my tray table and there's like spilled coffee or there's crumbs that fall out, it's just peace of mind for me to just get one of these out of my cabin carry-on and just wipe my seat with it. And I've actually had it a few times where people have looked at me a bit weirdly and as I've been cleaning, and then they've gone to open their tray table and actually they've been like, oh, can I have a wipe as well? Because they've realised that someone spilled something that hasn't been wiped. So I travel these. This is inspiration from COVID, and also that viral iconic Naomi Campbell flight video she did about what she does to when she gets on a plane. I got that inspo from her, got it during COVID, and it's stuck, and I'll always do it. I will always do it, as well as bringing some antibacterial hand gel as well. So another one of my travel essentials is a microfiber towel. So this is a pretty big one. This is one of my bigger ones. They're usually a lot smaller than this, but I just have to take a microfiber towel. Even if I'm staying in a hotel, I know that I'll be provided with towels. They're really great for the beach. As a beach towel, they dry super quickly, and they're also really great if you need to use them as a normal towel if your accommodation doesn't come with them. I find that I'm always trying to fit as many things in my bag as possible, and towels, taking a normal sized towel, honestly takes up so much space compared to a microfiber towel. And I absolutely love these for the beach because they dry so quickly that I can go to the beach, put this out, use it as my towel, and by the time I've gotten back to my accommodation to go and have a shower, it's nearly dry. Chuck it on the balcony or leave it to dry for a couple of hours, and it dries so quickly. So I definitely say it's worth investing in a microfiber towel. They come in all different sizes. I got this one in Decathlon, and they do big ones, like tiny little face ones, all the way to like massive big beach ones, because this can fit about 2 people, I'd say, lying next to each other on the beach. So a lot of the time I'll kind of just take it if I'm going to the beach with a friend, and we'll just share a towel because it's massive. So yeah, definitely invest in a microfiber towel. You can get them at Amazon. I got mine Decathlon. They're really inexpensive, and they're so worth the investment. So on the topic of food and drink, one thing I have to bring with me, I am British after all, is I have to bring tea. I have to bring some tea with me. I just get my favourite tea bags. I get a few of them, and I will put them in a little Ziploc bag, so I have them for when I get to my hotel or my accommodation, my Airbnb. I just love to have teas I quite like. Sometimes it'll be like a traditional tea, or maybe it might be some ginger tea or chamomile tea, especially if you kind of want to just get back to your accommodation and have a nice little tea before you go to bed. So yeah, I have to bring my little teas with me, just in a little Ziploc container, and yeah, I can't live without them. It's just always so nice, especially when you've been away from home for a while and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna have a nice cuppa. It just calms you down, and it's just so nice to have a taste of home whilst you're away. So another one of my travel absolute essentials and things that I always pack with me is my Airtag, my Apple Airtag. This is actually, I got this as a present for my birthday from one of my really good friends. She got it personalised as well, so it says Mel on it. And I have this, day to day, I have this Airtag on my keys because I lose my keys all the time. And so it's actually quite nice to have it day to day on there. But when I travel, I always slip it into either my carry-on, even my carry-on suitcase, if I'm just doing hand luggage only, or if I'm checking in a bag, I slip this in there, and it's just peace of mind. I have been super lucky. I've never ever had any of my luggage ever go missing or get lost. I hope it stays like that. But it's so much nicer when you can watch this travel with you, and when you land in your destination and you go on your app on your phone, on your iPhone, and you can see that it's in the airport with you and it's not been left back where you started. It's just so nice. And I'd say definitely, I don't just use it for travel. As I say, I have it on my keys most of the time, and it's saved me the amount of times I've lost my keys, and you can play a sound, and I found it in my house. So definitely, if you're thinking about investing in one of these, it doesn't actually have to be an AirTag. You can get kind of ones that are not connected. If you don't have an iPhone, you don't have to get an AirTag. You can get a different one, but definitely I would recommend it. They're so useful and so helpful. So I like to do a lot of solo travel, and so this is definitely one of my solo travel essentials, and I bring it on all my trips as well. And it's a portable charger. This one is pretty big. It's massive, to be honest. But I love to take loads of photos, loads of videos whilst I'm out and about on holiday, so that drains my battery. I also like to save places that I like to visit, so museums, bars, restaurants, before I get to my destination on Google Maps, so that when I open my Google Maps and I'm navigating the city, I have lots of different options of places that I like the look of. So I use my phone for that. I also use City Mapper or Google Maps to get around if I'm using public transport, so I can track where I need to get off, what line I need to take, what bus number I need to take. So that can all drain your battery and use your battery. So having a portable charger is just, I think, is essential. It means that especially if you're solo traveling, you're always going to have charge on your phone, and that in terms of safety, that's really important. You can get much smaller ones than this. I have a smaller one than this one actually that I use kind of day to day, just when I'm out and about in London. But the reason I actually got this one was because I got it when I went to Glastonbury Festival for the first time. Because you do not have electricity in Glastonbury Festival, you can pay now actually you can pay to charge your phone when you're at festivals, and you can actually loan out portable chargers now, I think, at a few festivals. But this is so big, it can charge your phone, I think, 4 to 6 times over. So I knew with this, I could go a good couple of days and just chuck my phone in and be able to have my phone and be taking videos and photos whilst I'm at festivals. And it has 4 different USBs, and it also has a torch. And it's so good because sometimes I'll take this out with me and my friends will be like, oh, I need to charge my phone as well. So 4 of us can charge at the same time. So this one I got off Amazon. I'm not sure if it's still available. If it is, I'll put a link in the description below. But definitely invest in a portable charger if you don't have one, because it can absolutely save your life when you are on 10% and you're not near a plug socket, and you can just plug in and recharge your battery. And last but not least, I never ever travel without this item. I have to travel with it. I always travel with this one item, and it is travel insurance. So I know a lot of people are like, oh, I'm not going to use it, it's a waste of money. But you do not know if you are going to have your luggage lost, if your phone is going to get stolen, if, sadly you have an accident or you end up in the hospital, you need medical assistance. Having travel insurance is going to help you so much in those situations. So I never ever travel without having travel insurance. I currently have a travel insurance which automatically renews each year. So definitely make sure that as soon as you booked your trip, get your travel insurance, because it can also really help if you have issues with actually your plane, for example, getting to your trip. If you have your travel insurance beforehand, that can actually help. So definitely shop around. I use Money Saving Expert to see what worked for me. You can get different sorts of cover. You might have to get additional cover or add-ons if you're going to go on things like cruises, if you're going to go skiing. You can get cover which just covers Europe. You can get cover which covers all over the world. So definitely, if you are ever going on a trip, my one piece of advice is, if there's anything you take from this video, is get travel insurance, because hopefully you'll never have to use it, but in the eventuality you do, it will pay you back. I have never had to use it before, but I know people that have had to use it, and it absolutely saves them, especially if they've ended up in like a critical situation having to go to hospital. So definitely shop around and get the best travel insurance. You can get single trip insurance, just cover you for one trip, or annual, which I have, which renews. I use Money Saving Expert, so I'll leave a link to their page which breaks down the different travel insurance covers that you can get in the UK. But definitely just Google, shop around, see what works for you, and definitely that is like my one item I always travel without. So that's everything for today. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Definitely subscribe to my channel to stay up to date with what I'm up to. I travel quite a bit across Europe, so I do travel vlogs and tips and tricks and travel guides. So yeah, thanks for watching, and hopefully see you again soon.